While the weather's looking good, I thought I'd take the opportunity to fit my new radius arms. So because the suspension is now being lifted, I need to change my radius arms for something more substantial. I had a little look online. I've seen some photographs, some videos unrelated to the Nissan Patrol, and I thought they were all done in a garage, in a controlled environment. I really want to see what it's like to do it on your own driveway in a one-man team. So while I was setting up the video, I took a little bit of time to squirt all the bolts with a little bit of WD-40 to hopefully loosen them up. That might have penetrated just enough now for me to at least crack them. Obviously there's other things to get around, you know, making sure that I can get the radius arms down and get the new ones back up. I'm going to try and tackle it all in real time. In the editing, I'll do a little editing. I won't edit out any mistakes. I'll basically let you see what I've gone through. The time's 4:10, so we'll also see how long it takes me and how many tea breaks I'm going to need along the way. Wish me luck. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to crack all the bolts. We're going to loosen them off before we even do anything else. Now there's 6 involved, 2 on the front of this radius arm and 1 at the back. You may need a deep reach socket for that, and obviously 2 on that radius arm and the 1 at the back. So let's have a look. At this point in time, leverage might be key. And also remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Now I know you're laughing, but don't pretend like you haven't been under a car when all the fluids ran out your brain and you've forgotten which way is left and which way is right and what does what. We've all done it. It's bent me bar, but it did come undone. And obviously, getting to the other one is infinitely more difficult. Why don't we go for a camera angle change? I'm not 100% sure this is unloosening. It definitely cracked, so we got that much. There it is. There we go, look at that. 2 down. One to go. that's what we want to look at there, but I don't think you're going to get to see that, so that's what I'm going to do next. You can maybe just watch me struggle. Not enough room to do anything. Yes. Okay, now I've got to do the same on the other side. I want to give my camera a rest because I've got to preserve battery. And I'll be back with you in just a second. We're now at 4:30. For some reason, the driver's side was infinitely more difficult. It just seemed fiddlier to get to, and it took me longer. It's now dot on 5 o'clock. My pry bar, or my leverage bar, has got a lot shorter, no jokes. It snapped one time and then had to modify it to make it a bit stronger because it kept bending. The proper tools for the job is probably better. So I'm going to prepare to support the car with some axle stands, but before I do that I'm just going to quickly whiz around and give everything another little spray and hopefully make my life a little bit easier when it comes to that. Tall car problems. My damn jack don't reach. Okay, chocks are what it is. Maybe I'll put it where that is because it's a little bit lower down. Yep. Alright, take two. Alright, that's the car supported on the chassis. I'll show you just now. And there's another job that we've got to do before we take out the actual radius arms. And it could be this car specific. Well, let's have a little look. Okay, so you can see on the top of the radius arm there, the ABS brake lines run across the top, and it's the same on the other one, so we have to remove all of those. Now again, I've WD-40 them bolts, so let's hope they're not too tricky. And we'd also going to have to undo that there to allow the radius arm to swing down. We should be able to swing that out the way rather than take it off at both ends. We might just be able to do that end and then that end when we come to do that. So why don't we start with this side since we're here, and again, just to preserve my camera, Also, it looks like it's possibly going to rain from the bleaching sunshine that we had before. Now it looks like it's going to rain, so I want my camera indoors. The time is now 5:15, so that's I forgot time when I started. I started at 4:10, did I? So we've been on an hour nearly, or just over. So let's get cracking. All right, here goes. So I'm going to start by unloosening the back one completely first, and then fettling the front ones, getting them out, and seeing if we can drop them down. Must remember to take that tie rod thing out as well. Must remember. Alright, that's the nut off the end and the cap that holds it all together. I'm not sure at this point whether that rubber grommet's supposed to come out or not. I'm imagining it is, but see if I can pull him out this way when it comes down to it. So now I'm going to undo that other bolt. That'll stop me getting the radius arm down, and then it's onto the front too to see if we can maneuver it down. Here we go. One of the many parts you'll come across is that split pin, and the idea is obviously you're meant to straighten it out and pull it out. It'll be that bent and that buckled that'll, even if you manage to get out the hole in one go, it probably won't go back in. So my advice is cut them off. They're cheap enough, just go and buy some new ones to slot back in the hole. So let's cut it off and get it out. There we go. Even though I cut it, it still put up a good fight. So that'll teach that a lesson. Gotta make sure you have the right socket. I think this is 22. It is a 22. Alright, there's a trick to getting these off, and I'm going to show it to you if I can, because you need to swing a hammer. I don't want to damage my phone, it's the only one I got. This bit anyway, so I took the split pin out of here. I've rolled the nut down so that it's still on the threads, and basically I'm going to whack this as hard as I can with a hammer, and that should pop him out, and he'll pop out, but he won't go too far because the nut's still on the bottom there. Again, I would video this and show you, but I really don't have the room to be videoing under here. Or at least I've got the room, just not a small enough tripod. Yeah, nice shot of the sky for you. Alright, let's see if I've got enough room to swing a hammer at least. That got him. And we'll just rest him on the floor there out the way. Whoa. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the back nut and bolt out first, because that was the most pain in the arse one to get to, and then we'll juggle around with the front. like I said, I've never done this before and we're doing this together. Top tip, wear some glasses to stop things getting in your eyes. Okay, so the nut's out, but that means nothing because I reckon it's the bolt that's going to be the hard bit to get out. Moving on to the front. And there we have it. Now it's just a small case of getting them bolts out. That was too much to hope for, wasn't it? So I think what we may have to do is relieve the tension on these bolts by possibly jacking up here a little bit, maybe. I don't know, your guess is as good as mine. We'll see how it goes. No fucking way it moved. Alright, okay, well, that's good. But I don't know how I'm going to get the back one out because I haven't got the room to get this or this in. But still, no fucking way it moved. I can do that with my hand. Okay, let's have a look. Right, I'm only getting tiny little taps, but it is moving. Okay, so now I've drifted it like kind of flush with itself. I need something that's going to kind of follow it through the hole. So I'll find something to do that with, and hey, we're nearly there. Well, we're not. You know, we've still got another one to put back on and a whole other side to do. Bloody kids. No, that wasn't the bolt, it was me drift. However, that's me bolt. Just the front one to go now. Obviously I'm expecting the weight of this arm to kind of drop on here. Well, that helped. So my little thing could get trapped, but like I say, we'll just go for it and see. I'm starting to wonder if the right thing to do was actually put the tension here, or put the jack here to release the tension. No, that wouldn't have worked because it would have pushed up on that. I don't know, forget it. Alright, it's out. And the threads look okay, they don't look mangled. I was worried that them scraping across there might mangle them a little bit. It's a good start. There's him out. And him out. Right, he's loose. See? And the only thing he's kind of caught up on is right at the back. And I've got to decide how to get that out. So I'll shut the camera off again for a bit and I'll come back to you when it's out. I'll tell you what it was all about. Well, actually, that came out super easy. And here it is. So basically, when it was in there, after I took that bolt and cap off, this rubber grommet was there holding them in place, and obviously he's forced down at such an angle you couldn't just pull him out. And all I did was I got a long screwdriver in there and I pried him and pried him and pried him, and I could literally just pull it out with my fingers. Then I came back to the front here, dropped this down again, and it just pulled straight out. Easy peasy. Now that compared to the new arm, which I've got here, and I will show you them side by side. There we go. How's about that? There's your difference. You can obviously see that the new one goes down slightly and it is longer, and this can cope with up to a 6-inch lift. I've got 4, so that should set my caster just nice. So now that's done, we've got to do the exact reverse and get this one in before we have the joy of doing it all over again. Yes. Okay, so it's 6:05. We're coming up to the 2-hour mark. We've got one radius arm off and we're about to put the new one on. Now obviously there's these rubber boots that have to, or grommets that have to slide into place. I'm not sure how tight they're going to be, but I've heard people put a little bit of fairy up, washing up liquid on there just to make it a bit slippy. I'm going to use silicone spray. Again, it's just to make it slide in there. It might not need it, but better safe than sorry. So here goes. Put a bit of silicone on this one. that's not working. This definitely feels like a two-person job at this stage, so I'm going to try a different tact. This grommet does need to go on, but I can't get it on just yet until I fettle the front a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this nut on and its little metal disc thing to stop it slipping back out while I claw on, wedging the front up into place. That thing. And that's just on a few threads to stop it falling out while I mess around with the front here, because again, I might even pry. I'll show you. Okay, so this space here, mainly at the back because that's where it hits first, but it's quite narrow. Well, it's not quite narrow, it's the size it's meant to be, no doubt. But these are all a little bit wider, so I could silicone up these as much as I wanted to try and get that in, but I think what I need to do is maybe pry these open just a little bit to kind of help me out, because there's no way that's going in there. It's just not going to happen. So let's have a go. And I mean, I have to remember that this whole thing needs to move backwards a bit as well. I just don't have the strength to do it from over there. So I'm hoping that I can get this into place and kind of shove it back over. Actually, that seems like it's gone into place a little bit. If I could just wedge this, I could go and have a look. I bet I can't wedge this though, I'll just be stuck here forever. I don't know if I'll be able to pry the back. We'll just apply the silicone and see what happens, I guess. You know this jack's in the way, right? Now, it's just moving slowly. I'm starting to wonder if the little bottle jack that the car comes with might just make this a bit of an easier task. May as well try it. I don't think this is the thing you use to wind it. Alright, it's inching bit by bit. Bet this is a hell of a lot easier with the proper winder thing. Okay, it looks like we're coming in a little bit wonky. I'm not too sure how or why. And I'm not too sure how I'm going to readjust. Slowly, we're moving. Okay, so we're getting there. We're nearly in line, but we're way forward. So I'll go and check the back bolt and see if I can put that in yet, and see if I can draw it back that way a little bit. I'll probably be able to take this down yet without it falling, see, because that is fully wedged in there. Yeah, all right, making progress. Right, as much as that might tighten up, I think the rubber grommet is going to stop it from actually doing what I want it to. So what I'll do, pull this down a bit, put a block underneath it so I don't keep scraping my knuckles on the ground, and we'll persevere with this. We could even drop the car down a little bit once it's supported, see if that helps it in some way, shape or form. All right, have a look at this. So as you can see, we're getting there, but obviously the radius arm is longer than the original one. So I've got to try and figure that out. I am going to turn the phone off while I do this, again, just to save a bit of battery, also to put it away for the rain, and secondly because nobody's going to watch this video if it's 4 years long. Alright, I'll catch up with you in a bit. Oh, and a quick sit rep. It's now 6:30, so we've now been on this for some time. You do the maths. I wanted a video of this bit for evidence here because I'm still not sure what I'm going to do, but as I said, the last time you saw this, the front one was in line, but it was here. I've removed the jack to give myself some more room. And I have no idea how I'm going to shift the whole thing backwards, but when I came to the back, he wasn't all the way up, so I decided to start winding him up a little bit, and would you believe it, he's starting to come into line. So if I carry on winding him, I mean, if he falls exactly in line, that's amazing. I may as well put the blinking lottery on, because that never happens to anybody. So I'll wind him up, I'll see if I can get a bolt in, and then that might give me a little bit of leeway with knowing what to do with that. I have no idea what, but so he looks like he's almost kind of there. I don't want to wind him too far, so I'm going to put the phone down again so I can use both hands and all my wits to see if I can get that bolt in. Wish me luck. Okay, sit rep. I'm oily and I'm dirty and I'm a little bit sore. It's now 7 o'clock, so we started what, at 4:10, so we've been going some now. I did manage to get that back bolt in place, not the rear one, you already knew that, but the back bolt of the two. That one up there. And basically what I had to do was, I just had to jack the car up a little bit higher, and I'm going to show you this. I did use the axle stand to keep me safe, because obviously this is a little bit unorthodox. I haven't got a jack high enough, so I had to do that. But every step of the way the axle stand was there to keep me safe. So I jacked them up a little higher. That gave me the space to get the hole nigh on enough, and then I used a long screwdriver. A pry bar would have been better, a better tool for a job, but I don't have one. I used this. There we go. And as I was prying him and moving him around, the axle kind of skated around and slotted into position enough for me to get the bolt in, and I give it a few taps with a hammer to get it through, and then that was that. So now all I've got to do is get him into place. So again, it's going to be a case of drop in the vehicle, see where it goes, see if I can shimmy the axle around or something like that. Again, we're getting there, slowly but surely. Okay, so it's now 10 to 8. I've been pondering this one for a little bit. I've had the car up, I've had it down, I've had it up and down and up and down again, to no avail. And then weirdly, this time when I jacked it up off the diff there, as you can see, it actually started to line up a little bit. So I thought I'd pop the camera back on and hopefully let you see me triumphantly pop this bolt into place. That's what I hope. This still needs a little bit of prying to be done because it's not quite in place. A little bit of a pry with my non-prying tool. I might jack it up a little bit more because that seemed to start looking good. Maybe a little bit more jacking. Okay, I think I've reached the limit of what jacking will do, given that the wheel is now off the ground. Yeah, okay. I know I shouldn't really leave it there on the jack, but I don't know if it's enough to get me one of them in. And still have enough room to do what I gotta do. Right. About a ½ inch safety zone. I'm still going to leave it on the jack because I want all the space that I can have. If it drops, it's only dropping a ½ inch. Oh god. You know what would be great? If I had something tiny to put in between here and here and just push this down. But I don't think I do. But I wonder if this will work. Closer. What would be great is that second person, because while I'm pushing this down, they could just slot that bolt in. So if someone wants to come and help me, now would be a good time. Oh. I don't know if you've seen that on the camera, but my other wheel now just turned all the way out. I wasn't expecting that to happen. You might have just caught that. Yeah. I mean, I'll not worry about it right now, but when I come to jack the car down, I will make sure that it's not doing that. Alright, I tell you what, I'm not going to get the victory anytime soon, so I'm just going to knock the camera off for a bit and struggle on. And that's it, all done. Managed to get the last bolt in. It's now 9 o'clock. I was hanging around for an hour because I did need someone to come and help me. Basically, I had a friend stand on the pry bar while I located the very last bolt. To help with that, I did decide that it might be a good idea to undo the last bolt, or the front bolt, on the opposite side, because I figured that wouldn't be helping the axle rotate. I think it's too late to carry on tonight, so I reckon tomorrow after work I'll crack on with the other side. I'll not video that, but I will let you know how I get on. Good morning. I'm pleased to say the job is now finished. After I left here last night, it was 9 o'clock and I'd finished this side's radius arm. I decided to work for another hour until it was dark to do as much as I could on this one. Basically, I got the chassis side located and I got the holes nigh on enough. I came out this morning at 8 o'clock and it's now just gone 8:30. So I've worked for half an hour to basically get it all buttoned up and bolted in. So that was from 4:10 yesterday till 10 o'clock last night, minus an hour for the time I was waiting around for a helping hand to come and stand on me pry bar, and a half hour this morning. In summary, this is definitely easier if there was 2 people kicking around, but one person could manage it. Maybe if I'd been jiggling the jack stands and the bottle jack and the other jack around for a little bit longer, I might have got that last bolt in by myself without the aid of another person. But having that other person around makes it so much easier. Anyway, I hope that you've learned something. I definitely have. If you've got any questions, comment below. I'll help you where I can. Please like the video, share it, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks very much. Bye.